there's a handbook for the Department of Justice that it publishes, and it says explicitly that no federal attorney, and Jack Smith, remember, was not authorized by Congress because the special counsel statute had expired. He was appointed by Merrick Garland, so he's a federal prosecutor. But the statute, the handbook protocol says no federal prosecutor operating within the confines of the Department of Justice shall indict a major political figure 90 days before an election. And that's exactly what Jack Smith did, which begs the question, and this comes up in conservative circles all the time, how do you stop this? How do you stop Letita James saying that you overvalued your real estate holdings and then you got a loan that you paid back with interest and made the Deutsche Bank so happy they wanted to lend you again, and that's a crime and you owe us $245 million. Or E. Jean Carroll, I could go into that one, or Fannie Willis. I talked to a politician not long ago. I said, have you ever called up in a close election the registrar? He said, we all do it. We all call up and say, there's got to be something wrong. I won. Come on. Are you going to have a recount? What are you going to do? That's not a felony. And we saw what Joe Biden's private papers, 30 years, he stored them in 4 unsecured locations. And the special prosecutor said that he was culpable, but his age and dementia would make it hard to convict him. So what I'm getting at is this has been so egregious, the conservative side and Trump in particular say, how do you stop it? You have 2 choices. At sometimes in a schizophrenic fashion, he says, success. I'll bring back great GDP growth. We'll get back to 1.2 inflation. We will have low unemployment. We'll have deterrence. And the people will be so happy that I won't have to play tit for tat. And other times he said, it's so unprecedented that maybe they need a taste of their own medicine. Maybe I need to go in, as Obama did, and fire all the political appointees in the Department of Justice, just like Obama did, almost all of them. And maybe, just maybe, Republican local prosecutors should just take a big look at what certain people do in the left side of the ledger and start filing indictments the way that, and maybe, just maybe, some state registrars or attorney generals would want to take a Democratic candidate off the ballot who was the presidential nominee that year. And maybe, just maybe, when we become the majority in the Senate, we should say we want to get rid of the Senate filibuster and steamroll things through. And maybe, just maybe, if they want to pack the court, then maybe if Donald Trump was elected, he will get 6 new appointees. And you can see where that would go. It'd be tit for tat, and we would be down to a third world status. And so what I'm getting at, John, is the left plays chicken of a sort and goes so extreme on the presumption that no one would do and retaliate in like kind. They have to have an adult in the room, and they can be the bomb thrower. And after the Republicans have lost 7 out of the last 8 popular votes, and they haven't won 51% of the vote since George H.W. Bush in 1988 turned loose Lee Atwater, who was a bomb thrower, and he destroyed Michael Dukakis' 17-point lead. But their attitude is they will never do that again. They'll never defame and smear and slander like we do. And we raise so much more money than they do with Silicon Valley and global corporate entities that we can do whatever we want. There's no deterrence. And that's what they're doing. And there's a big debate in the Republican conservative circles to retaliate in like kind or take the high road and lose nobly and not win ugly.